He had another show, which was a game show. He had his podcast. He was in a relationship, so he was traveling a lot. And even those are fun things, and it's exhausting. Just playing football the way he's done it is exhausting, and doing those other things, those still take up time, energy, and effort. So he's done a lot of stuff. It's a lot. So he needs some time to decompress.
Travis Kelce and his fiancée Taylor Swift's private jet arrived in Australia on Saturday, February 22nd. Starting their wonderful trip, the Dassault Falcon 7X, the private plane belonging to pop star and NFL player, landed at Prairie Pine Airport, 15 minutes from Daydream Island Resort. The lovely couple is reported to have arrived to a resort on Daydream Island Resort. Daydream Island is one of the 7 islands that comprise the Molly Group, a cluster of smaller islands in the Whitsunday Islands in Queensland, Australia. Though only 1 kilometer long and 400 meters wide, Daydream Island provides a great range of activities, despite its very tiny scale. On the beach in Daydream Island, Travis Kelce is spotted approaching his girlfriend Taylor Swift during their leisure time. Kelce is carrying a bottle of mineral water and sporting blue pants and a white t-shirt. The Eras Tour is over. We will have to wait until the fall before more NFL events are shown on television in 2025. Though Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are now in Australia, this suggests that the couple's relationship has still room to grow, provided Swiftie is not unduly fixated on her next projects or ventures. Travis Kelce claims that when Taylor Swift is not showcasing her exceptional cooking skills at the Chiefs' home games, they have been known to patronize some of his favorite eateries in Kansas City. At the Chiefs' home games, Taylor Swift has started to show somewhat frequent attendance. Still, there is a strategy for how to achieve this, and strict rules restaurants must follow. This isn't shocking at all. Taylor Swift is well known for being quite friendly to her fans, tipping her crew a lot and posing for pictures with them at football games. So it makes sense that when she and Travis Kelce go out to dinner, they will ask any staff member not serving them space. From insiders' point of view, however, things are not always like that for the Chiefs star. Before Travis decided to bring Taylor to the Kansas City venues, he would mingle more socially with the staff members and customers of the restaurants. In those early months, Travis Kelce did move into a gated community in order to get more privacy for the two of them. Travis Kelce's reputation definitely shot when he started seeing the Fortnite singer in 2023. We did notice him following those guidelines as well. This is also justified. Just look at what happened when the couple visited a New Orleans restaurant before the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were encircled by practically unmanageable numbers as they departed the university without following the set regulations. She would never get the chance to enjoy a meal, hence her actions would cause a terrible diversion for the other patrons of the restaurant. Owner of the Kansas City site, Erie Ride, revealed her meeting with Taylor Swift, which happened in January 2024, when Travis Kelce, along with other of his colleagues and friends, visited the business during a game. Reports state that Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour star who can stream with a Disney membership, was taken to another room where the audience would not even be aware she was there. That could be the case.
All the time you want, Travis.
Yeah.
And he's due $12 million on March 14th. Pay it. Travis has been the consummate. Every single person has made at least $30 million more than him on that list. Call it back pay if you pay him that and then he decides not to come back. I obviously don't think he is the dominant best tight end in the league anymore, because he shouldn't be.
So they played a month longer than the teams that didn't make the play.
If some real estate rumors regarding Taylor Swift are accurate, that the 14-time Grammy winner is moving her house base from New York to Nashville to make it simpler for her to see her close friend and lover, that occurrence is more likely. Conversely, the people of Kansas City might not even know that anything has changed since her approach was adopted. According to Jason Kelce's brother, Travis Kelce was apparently in a bad attitude right from starting dating Taylor Swift. "Are you kidding me?" I asked him when he initially informed me he was hanging out with her. "That is always my response. You are spending time with Taylor Swift, right?" Simply said, "That is insane, and it is good for you." 37 years old Jason remembered during the Friday, February 21st episode of the Steam Room podcast, "You meet plenty of individuals, and I think this one felt different. Travis, who was 35 at the time, famously fired his shot alongside Swift, who was also 35 at the time, on a July 2024 episode of Travis and Jason's New Heights podcast. He berated Swift for not wanting to meet and exchange phone numbers when the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs attended her Eras Tour performance in Kansas City. Swift turned down his request for phone numbers and meeting after listening to the shout-out Kelce had received on the Metal as Hell podcast. Swift finally contacted Kelce. Before their first public appearance together at one of his Chiefs games in September of 2023, the couple started dating in secret for a few months earlier. Travis told his family about his growing friendship with Swift as he began spending time with her. Another thing that distinguished him was the way he spoke of her, and from the moment he was with her. On Friday, Jason said he felt strong emotions for her from the very beginning and that these were based just on first impressions. Regarding that specific level, I think it was quite eye-opening for me when we initially started talking about it. Jason first learned of Travis's relationship with Swift quite some time before the romance was well known to the public. Still, we knew it before everyone else did. It wasn't as if it disappeared from the group conversation. Early this month, Jason's wife Kylie Kelce joked on an edition of the Call Her Daddy podcast. Though we knew it before they actively pushed their relationship with her going to a game, Jason and I were the ones that found it together. Kylie, a Call Her Daddy podcast guest, said it was at home. I might not have finished the dinner. The sound of this will be repulsive. I didn't really eat the meal because I was 8 weeks along. Later on, Kylie, who is now expecting her 4th child with Jason, added that she did not turn down Swift's food. Kylie is presently expecting their 4th child. Anything would be fine with me, particularly in light of my personal lack of children. The home-cooked meals that I did not get to enjoy were not because I refused to eat them. Rather, it was because the child that was growing inside of me overwhelmed me with hormones that suggested if I consumed anything else than crackers, it could be seen again. Kylie said during the Thursday, February 20th episode of her podcast, Not Going to Lie. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, then so too should you. Any woman who has ever suffered with nausea during pregnancy knows that this is not a decision to make. It is not a choice. It is not 8 weeks. The reality that some players intend to depart the Kansas City Chiefs puts them on close proximity to a salary cap problem in free agency. Among the guys Kansas City is probably going to lose are important players, including safety Justin Reid, linebacker Nick Bolton, defensive end Charles Omenihu, pass rusher Joshua, running back Sage Surratt, Kareem Hunt, and wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. The club is probably going to lose some very important players and has limited cap room. The Chiefs might have to make decisions that seem to be Dr. Andre or unpopular on the surface, which would seem to be a non-starter as they aim to uphold their dynasty. Among these movements might be Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman. Kelce's association with Taylor Swift has almost certainly helped him to be among the most often used players in the game. Furthermore, Kelce has been crucial for the Chiefs to have 3 Super Bowls total. Still, given his success on the field and the possible financial incentives, it would be legitimate for the Chiefs to give moving on from him some thought. He quotes data from the roster management system showing that should the Chiefs cut Kelce, their dead cap space would only be $2,500,000, saving approximately $17 million on the salary cap instead. This is true even though Kansas City is currently expected to have negative effective cap space. Moving on from Kelce could be a really cheap way for them to resolve their issues. Nevertheless, the on-field scenario raises other questions. Kelce had the worst statistical year he had ever had since he started playing. At the age of 35, he averaged 8.5 yards per grab, which was the first time he averaged less than double-digit yards per grab in his career. His 823 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns rank lowest of his career. Though Kelce is expected to be the 5th most expensive player on the Chiefs roster in terms of salary cap hit in the next season, it is rather improbable that he would undergo a career turnabout in the near future. Following his loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, The Athletic noted on Thursday, February 13th, that Kelce would have to decide whether to retire from the National Football League by March 14th. This news follows the piece The Athletic released. Having only a few conversations with people around the league over the past several days, I can tell you that Travis obviously intends to attempt to play more. I can say this as I have only had a few talks with folks. According to 42-year-old Reid, he is having great difficulty choosing what he wants to accomplish. Nobody has told me that. It is following that direction more and more. Clearly, that is something that might change throughout time. Regarding the operation of this chief who is trying to progress here, I think they feel really good about Travis having a little bit more left in him, but this is going to be his decision alone, his decision. Reid says Kelce is known to have good body maintenance and to have worked hard at the start of the most recent season. Someone there told me a tale just a few days before they opened their doors. Merely a premonition for this season. She noted that people were trying to leave the building when she said it was Monday night. The lights in the area were those of the individuals doing the band job. They were just modest muscles at around 8:30 o'clock in the evening. The reporter then mentioned Travis working inside the building.